Cameron's injury first, but what did you like about that performance up there?
Oh, there's a fair bit I liked about the performance. I thought we started good, and got to a bit of a lead, but then our kicking game wasn't great in the first half. That sort of let us down a little bit, I thought, and it probably wasn't great in the second half either. But we fixed it up a bit, and I thought our chase would sort of made up a little bit for our lack of distance in our kicks and where they were going. So I thought we'd done that well, but I'm just really happy with the way we attacked and we defended the second half. We had a lot of changes with injuries, obviously with Munster going off, and then Xavier went off for a bit. So I just thought there was a few guys playing out of position there, like we had Nick playing in the halves with the ball, and then he was defending in the centres. So it was all a bit mixed up, but I just thought they really gelled well, and like I say, we scored 3 or 4 tries there really quickly, and I think that's just a sign of what we can do when we're playing our best footy, and we just got to keep remembering that, and just make sure we keep working on things that are important to us.
Can you speak to the resilience of this team? Like, it is still quite an experienced young team, and they were down to one of their 4 first-choice spine members there, and still managed to go on with a really big win. Can you just talk to that side of the team?
Yeah, well, I think with Papsert and Yuzi, and then Jonah went down. He was probably our first guy in after them, and then with Munn, he's sort of been struggling with that groin injury for a bit, So I just think a lot of the other older guys in the team, in different positions, have really stepped up. I think Christian has really stepped up. During that time, he was sort of probably playing 30 minutes, 35 minutes, but now he stepped up to playing 50 or more. That was just an example. I just think some of our older guys, Xavier, he's probably been our best player all year. So I just think that those guys have really stepped up, the experienced ones, and give a bit of direction in, again, making sure everyone's aware of playing their roles, but playing their roles and how it fits into the big picture. I think they've been outstanding at that. And like I say, it's been we've had a pretty tough draw at the start, and we've had some injuries, as you said. But like I say, just keep doing what you can do, and everyone just putting their best effort in, and you're not going to get a scoreline like that all the time, but we just keep competing, and that's the important thing.
You mentioned Cameron in there. How is he going? Because he looked pretty devastated on the broadcast.
Yeah, he was. I'm not quite, again, it's only sort of, it was obviously happened pretty early, but I didn't get a real report straight away, and just in the dressing room. I think when it first happened, I think the medical staff thought it was fairly serious, or not good at all, but I don't think they think it's quite that bad now. But what that means, I don't know. So, and I don't think we'll know until he has scans and then cools down and see how it feels. But like I say, he's been carrying it for a bit, and like I say, it's not good for us. But hopefully, it's diagnosis after the game is the one, not the one during the game. So anyway, we'll just have to wait and see.
We know he's a really passionate guy. What do you say to him in a moment like that when he's in the sheds, basically in tears?
Yeah, well, there's not much you can say, really. It's sort of basically just what I said. You've got to wait for the scan, and then we'll put a plan into place after that. And that's all we can do. And as you say, he's a passionate bugger, and especially with Origin coming up. That's. He loves playing Origin, but he loves playing with the Storm as well. And he knows he's one of our leaders now, and we rely a lot on him, and we do. But so he'll be upset over that. It won't be just about what he can't do or can do. It'll be about the team's not going to be as good with the situation he's in. So he's a great team guy. He's got genuine care for the team, and what we do and how we go about it. It's going to be hard for him, but we'll all support him, and the medical staff will get right behind him. I know he's one of the favourites of the players and the staff, so we'll just see what happens tomorrow, and then then we'll support him all the way.
Craig, does he need surgery at some point? He'll need at some point, correct?
Yeah.
Is there an option to get it done now so that he's back and healthy for the end of the season when approaching finals potentially?
Yeah, I think if he has it now, Rudy, I think, again, I don't sort of put me 100% here, but it's over 50%. I think if he has the operation now, he probably won't play again the rest of the year.
Okay. So
in the operation, they think he needs.
Yeah. Is the alternative just potentially to rest him for a period now? There was some talk that there'd already been maybe an informal discussion about him at least sitting out the opening Origin game with you.
Well, like I say, that'll be decided tomorrow, really. Like, again, he missed the first 4 or 5 games of the season with it. So like I say, we'll have a look at the scan tomorrow, and then there'll be a plan. If he's capable of playing towards the end of the season, well, we might go that way. But again, he's got to have a say in it too. Like, we're not a club that says, and again, I had a chat with Billy the other day. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that he can't play Origin either. At the end of the day, I would have loved to play Origin when I was a player, but I wasn't good enough. So I've never stopped anyone from playing Origin that wanted to play. Just for the sake of the club, and that'll be a decision for Cameron to make when we find out what the damage is, and our plan to try and mend it. So, like I say, I just talked to the medical staff last week. I think if he has an operation, it's a fair time, and he wouldn't have time to get ready for games at the end of the season.
The chat with Billy, was that just about how Cam was, or was it general chat?
Oh no, again, Bill comes in once a week, and it was just a general chat, in the medical room with Munster and Bill and the medical staff. So he understands where it's all at. But obviously, it probably changes a bit today. But I'm not quite sure how much it changes and what direction it changes in.
Jerome back? Is Jerome back next week? Will that happen?
Doubt it. I think we got a bye after next week, so I think we'll probably take the safe way there. But he did start running last week, which was a little bit earlier than what they thought. So perhaps we'd love to get him back in if we can, but like I say, it'd be silly taking any chances.
You talk about senior guys needing to step up. He was fantastic again tonight. You just seen that growth and maturity in him as the season goes on.
Yeah, I think if Harry's got it's not a weakness, but he tries too hard sometimes. He overplays things, but that's what you get from competitors. And that's what he is. He's a wonderful competitor. Like Munster, he's got a genuine care about the team and his teammates. You just see how much work he done out there today. He scored 2 tries by not too many other dummy halves would score those tries, especially the first one, by chasing. He's making that many tackles in the middle and getting the dummy half all the time. Then he backs up on the middle and scores a try. So like I say, he just leads by doing his job the best he can. And as I said, sometimes if he's guilty of anything, it's probably overplaying and doing things that you probably don't have to do. So, but like I say, he's a great guy to have in the club, and he's one hell of a player. Like I say, I haven't seen too many guys compete for 80 minutes, as much as Harry does. So, he's obviously in good physical shape as well, but he's one hell of a competitor.
Were you worried at half-time, Craig? Because they seemed like they had a bit of momentum going into half-time there, and obviously Cam's not going back out there. What was the message and your thoughts at half-time there?
I'm worried all the time, so half-time. But I like to say, it looked like we lost. We 16-4, and then we lost. They scored, on that 5th tackle, and I just, again, we just need to get back to doing what we know works for us, and I think we just saw our kicking game in the first half. Our completions weren't great. We were a lot better the second half, but just our kicking game wasn't. It looked unsure of where we wanted to put it and how far we wanted to put it. Whether we wanted to go down and compete for it, or whether we wanted to kick it down long, so they had to come further out. It just looked like we had a plan with that, but it just looked like we were in doubt. So I think the second half, we sort of fixed that up, and the rest of the game sort of rolled off that.
Thanks, guys.
No, thank you.
This year, NRL on 9 is your one-stop shop
for all footy.
That's right, Freddie. Not about the highlights. Action. 7 days a week.
Billy and Gus podcast, get that on your drive on the way home. Immortal Behaviour. Grab a seat on the couch for that. And of course, my favourite, Freddie and the Owner.
The best footy brains, the biggest games.
Don't trust the algorithm. Subscribe to NRL on 9 and get all your entertainment there.